Hey everybody, welcome to Devil's Lake Food. Food for thought and food for your tummy. Hey, today's the day that Off the Hook Mobile Seafood comes to town for, let's see, 2 hours. So you can buy all your fresh seafood. I got some live clams and I'm going to eat them raw. Now, finding these clams raw and alive is easier said than done. Let me just tell you, it's not an easy thing. I do want to tell you a little secret, seafood secret. If you're trying to make your own cocktail sauce, you have the ketchup, you don't have the horseradish, but you have some of this stuff here, wasabi. Use it in place of the horseradish. Most wasabis, mostly horseradish, and little wasabi. Wasabi's really expensive. There's a whole great story of how it's grown. You should check it out. Because I'm not going to tell you about it. Because I'm eating raw clams. I like to get something like this. It's like my gripping tool. Then I go in the back here. It's always good to have a clam knife, which this is not. It's safer with the real knife. The real clam knife, not the real knife like I got. Got that little guy. These are a lot smaller than I like them. That's the inside. I like cherry stones. These are a little bit smaller. $17 a dozen. Otherwise, I got to pay for shipping if I get them somewhere else. That can run a fortune. First one's always the hardest. Little wasabi for me. Some people like lemon. Some people like Tabasco. This works for me because it's what I got. Woo! Oh, that's the Tabasco. I mean the wasabi doing that to me, not the clam. So the phone is ringing, huh? I guess that means we want to answer it. So I'm going to answer it. And you don't get to watch me eat the rest of this dozen of clams. Maybe next time. wait. Guess what? It stopped ringing. Whoa. It's a cordless phone. I should keep it close to me. Who called? If I could only see. This says price book. I don't know what that means. Price book call. Let's see if they left a message. Oh, they did. Let's see what they said. That's from yesterday, some kind of scam. That's a scam thing. I think we're done. Or I messed it up. I can't tell. I could have messed it up. I think I messed it up. Here we go again. Oh, today. It's the same scam. Oh well. That was a false alarm, everybody. Let me get back to the eating, huh? Okay. After all that, I don't even know what happened to the lid now. Maybe it's on this plate. I don't know. I do not know. Let's grab another one. We'll look for that later, huh? Okay. We grab our handy dandy cloth here. You can use the back of it too sometimes. People do that so they don't cut themselves. Oh, you become an expert at this when you open up like your 20th clam that you eat. Ah, got it. At the end, you get quite a fabulous seashell collection too. Try this one without wasabi. Juicy. So I was going to say, for me anyway, the lure of eating raw clams, for me, in North Dakota, is the hunt for them. Because you just can't find them. It's not going to happen. You better know somebody. They're just not readily available. Now, if we were on the beach in like Wildwood, New Jersey, or New York, or even if we were in Philadelphia, these things would be readily available in all kinds of sizes because they're wild and they just dig them up on the beach. We're gonna do some wasabi on this one. I better put less. I know that's too much already. Oh, look at that little guy. Whoa. That wasabi is awesome. I read once that seashells used to be used as currency. Way back in the day, the tribes would use these as money. Pretty cool. They have little neck clams, middle neck clams, cherry stones, like a chowder clam. That's the biggest one. They're all the same type of clams, just different sizes. A lot of people who hate eating raw clams, they like to eat the small ones. Well, they don't hate eating clams. They kind of like it, but they're not going to eat this big giant thing. I don't like them too big, maybe, unless I am making chowder, but I do like them a little bit bigger than this. Clams on the half shell. Yeah. We used to always go to like the back bays on the island, and the restaurants would have like a happy hour, like a raw bar. Used to be like half price around sunset. And that's when we would all drive up in our boats, park there, go inside, get some pictures, raw clams. Ah, there's nothing better. Wasabi, so it's going to be a whoa kind of reaction again. Mmm, juicy and perfect. Ah, one thing to remember when you're eating clams is make sure they're super fresh. And I know that Off the Hook Seafood has some super fresh stuff. Usually when you get a bag of clams, and it kind of comes like this or bigger, there'll be a date on it and where they're from. So if you're worried about that, you could ask them for that. I'm not worried about that. I can just tell. You see me smelling my hands, you can tell right away. These do not even smell like fish or anything. They just smell like the beautiful ocean. So I don't know if everybody likes clam chowder. The unhealthy way seems to be the way that everybody likes it. And that is the white clam chowder, New England, which is made with milk or cream. So you're taking something that's almost fat-free, the clam, and you're adding lots of fat to it. A lot of people put bacon also. There is another way to do it. It's a Manhattan clam chowder. It's more of a tomato base, but with the same ingredients. Some people don't put bacon. Thyme, fresh thyme, the herb. It's a good thing to have in both clam chowders. Ooh. There was another way we used to make clam chowder, and that was like a clear kind of broth. That was some good stuff too. But it always has, potatoes in it and celery and stuff like that. Onions. So the towel's mostly, there is some juice. The towel catches that, but it's also so you don't cut your hand. If you bought a real clam knife, you'll find it doesn't have like the sharpness of a knife. And you can use it for oysters too, if that's your favorite. I find more places selling raw oysters than raw clams. Another thing I find, there's a lot of different kinds of oysters. It's amazing. I really never knew there was so many. Every time I go to a nice restaurant, I see it on there. And, man, it's like a different name all the time. I'm not really an oyster eater. I think I want oysters Rockefeller because, you know, it just sounds all fancy. That's where they open up the oyster like this clam and they stick some spinach on it and some cheese and they stick it in the oven. That's oysters Rockefeller. That's what we got so far. Now with clams, if you don't like to eat them raw, there's another really cool thing you can do. If they're a little bit bigger again, it's only better. So you do the same thing as we're doing now. You bust the guy open. This one broke a little. Not a good opening job. Everybody, I broke it in half. I'm still going to eat it because it costs a lot of money. Anyway, I was going to tell you, you cut the clam in half, like we are, and then you get yourself a cutting board, and we'll get the juice out. Chop some peppers, chop some onion, chop some bacon in it, and then you fill that in the clam shell with the clam in it, and then you stick that in like a broiler or an oven. That's called Clams Casino. Man, that's a good one. And you know, you can always just steam them. Put like a little garlic, little white wine, little broth in there. People dip bread. You can see steamed clams on some menus more than you find them raw. When you steam clams, if you have some, they're going to open by themselves. You don't got to go through all this. But if some don't open, don't eat them. That's the secret. If you eat the clam that did not open, good luck, my friend. That's a no good. You can take the island away from the boy, but you can't take the boy away from the island? I don't know. Everyone can rearrange that or whatever you have to make it somehow sound intelligent. All right, here we go again. And remember, mixing horseradish with ketchup or squeezing some lime, it's the preferred way. A lot of people like the lime because, or lemon, I should say lemon. A lot of people like the lemon that you squeeze on first because that's kind of like cooking it. So now you're saying to yourself, dude, if you squeeze lemon on a clam, you're not cooking it, they're still raw. The only way I can explain it is if everybody at home now took a lemon and they rubbed it into their eye, what would that do? Well, it would burn. And that's why I say the lemon cooks the clam. Oh. Well, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Ah, yeah. That was a juicy one, huh? Mm-hmm. We'll do no wasabi. Two more left. A no wasabi one. Some people, when they're steaming clams, they'll mix it with some mussels. There used to be some medical thing, the mussels that are from New Zealand are supposed to help cure back pain or something. I don't know about that. Little wasabi on this one. Woo! That's it, my friends. That's a dozen. Got a whole bunch of seashells here to play with. Maybe I'll make a necklace. Well, thanks for checking it out. If you're interested in some really good seafood here in North Dakota, check out Off the Hook Seafood. The mobile market. If you go to the website, it'll tell you where it stops and for how long. Here in Devil's Lake, it's every 2 weeks. And it's at the Cenex, the big good one. That's by Walmart. So, have a great day. Wait, how about we cook up some fresh grouper?